So we have seen that an equation of state can be represented as f of p v t is equal to 0. Now you can write any of these variables p as p of vt. P depends on the volume and temperature. Now if you consider a differential change in pressure, so which we write as dP. How do you write dP? We can write in terms of the other two variables as dou P with respect to dou V, dou P by dou V, and being a partial derivative you have to keep the other variable, which is the temperature, as a constant. So this is a rate of change of pressure with the volume. So rate you have to multiply with the differential change in volume. So that is dV. So there is a second term. There will be a contribution due to the change caused by temperature also. So that is dou P by dou T. That is the rate of change of pressure with respect to temperature, keeping volume as a constant times the differential change in the temperature. Okay, so this is what we have seen yesterday, and we call this one some equation number 1. ഞാൻ ഇന്നലെ ഇതിൻ്റെ മീനിങ് പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു. പ്രഷറിലുണ്ടാകുന്ന ചേഞ്ച് വോളിയത്തിലുണ്ടാകുന്ന ചേഞ്ച് കൊണ്ടും ടെമ്പറിലുണ്ടാകുന്ന ചേഞ്ച് കൊണ്ടും കൂടി ഉള്ളതിൻ്റെ സം ആയിരിക്കും. പക്ഷേ വോളിയം കൊണ്ട് പ്രഷറിലുണ്ടാകുന്ന ചേഞ്ചും ടെമ്പറേച്ചർ കൊണ്ട് പ്രഷറിലുണ്ടാകുന്ന ചേഞ്ചും ഒരേ അളവിലായിരിക്കണമെന്നില്ല സംഭവിക്കുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, വോളിയം കൊണ്ടുണ്ടാകുന്ന ചേഞ്ച് ഡി വിയെ ഒരു റേറ്റുമായിട്ട് മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതുപോലെ ടെമ്പറേച്ചർ കൊണ്ടുണ്ടാകുന്ന ചേഞ്ച്, ടെമ്പറേച്ചർ ചേഞ്ച് ഡി ടിയെ എന്താണ്, അതിന് കറസ്പോണ്ടിങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള റേറ്റുമായി മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നു. സോ ദാറ്റ് യു വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് ദ ടോട്ടൽ ചേഞ്ച് ഇൻ ദ ടോട്ടൽ ഡിഫറൻഷ്യൽ ചേഞ്ച് ഇൻ ദ പ്രഷർ ഓഫ് ദ സിസ്റ്റം. Now the same manner you can write other variables also. If volume is expressed as a function of the other two variables P and T, if V is equal to V of Pt, then differential change in volume means a very small change in volume, okay, can be written as dou V with respect to pressure, keeping the other third variable temperature as constant, multiplied by the change in pressure, differential change in pressure, plus dou V with respect to dou T, keeping the pressure constant, multiplied by dt. Okay, so that is what you get there. Now this so you can call, if you want, this as some equation number 2. Now the third relation also you can write this one. If temperature T is expressed as a function of the other two variables, namely the pressure and the volume, okay, then differential change in the temperature dt can be written as dou T with respect to pressure dou P, keeping the volume constant, times dP plus dou T with respect to dou V, keeping the pressure constant, P times dV. Hope you got how to write the differential changes in a quantity once it is expressed as a function of other 2 or 3 variables. So this is a very important result that we'll be using in our discussion of thermodynamic processes. See that you try to understand what is the meaning and the way in which you have to write it. Now there is some other relation also which is of importance. Let me go to that expression, the thing. So this is a cyclic relationship. Let me call it as a cyclic relationship. I'll call it a cyclic relationship. You will understand why it is known as cyclic relationship. See, the cyclic relationship is written like this. If mathematically, if f of x, y, z is equal to 0, if f of x, y, z equal to 0, then it's good that you can write down the things so that you follow me exactly. Then I'm writing the partial derivatives now. Dou x by dou y, dou x by dou y, keeping z as constant. So I am taking the partial derivative of first variable with the second variable, keeping the third variable as a constant. What I do, I am multiplying with the dou y, second partial derivative, dou y by dou z, keeping the other variable, remaining variable x as a constant. Once again multiplied by, there is a third possibility. You will be able to predict it now. Now it has become x, it is y. Now the next one will be what? Z. Dou z with respect to dou x, is not? Dou x, you have to keep y as a constant. So you can see it is the product of the cyclic partial derivatives of x, y and z. This will be equal to minus 1. This will be equal to minus 1. So this is yet another partial derivative relationship between x, y, z if x, y, z is a function of f which satisfies the relation f of x, y, z is equal to 0. So this is known as the cyclic relationship amongst the variables, partial derivative variables. Okay. And there is one more relationship that will be useful for us during our discussion, that is dou x by dou y. If you are considering any of this, dou x by dou y, keeping z as a constant, that is nothing but equal to 1 divided by, you can write it like this in thermodynamics, 1 divided by dou y by dou x, dou y by dou x, keeping z as a constant. So this relationship, okay, you can just call it as something like reciprocal relationship. Reciprocal relationship. Reciprocal relationship. So we'll be using these relationships later in thermodynamics, where x, y, z may be taking role as p, v and t of the system. Okay, so these are the relations that you take. That is dou x by dou y is equal to 1 by dou y by dou x. It's just like a by b equal to 1 by b by a. Same kind of a relation is holding good for even partial derivatives if they satisfy this particular thing. So I hope that these relationships you would have studied in differential calculus while studying partial derivatives. Anyway, okay, try to remember this one. So I think I can demonstrate this particular thing, this relationship. Relationship 1 I can demonstrate here. So I will give you an example here. So the example, let us take some example from physics itself or thermodynamics itself. So let me just take in terms of PVT, okay, that is the easiest one. F of PVT is not f of PVT equal to 0 you have. So would you be able to write the same way this cyclic relationship? How does it count? So it becomes dou P. Therefore I can write, this is what we mean, dou P with respect to dou V. So I have taken the first two, dou P with respect to dou V, keeping the third one, which is what, T, as constant, multiplied by, so you do it cyclically. P should be replaced with V, V with the T and T with the P cyclically. What is that? Dou V by denominator V and tomorrow it will become T, dou V by dou T, keeping the third one, remaining one, which is that P. So after t, you know that it comes back to p cyclically. Okay, so multiplied by third one. What will be third one? Dou t. PVT comes in the numerator, you can see in order. So then here it should be dou p, because after t it is p here, you can see, divided or keeping the volume as a constant, and this should be equal to -1. That is the fact applied to thermodynamics. Now you can prove it if needed. Okay, let us take for example, consider ideal gas. Let's try to prove it, because all these mathematical equations should be supported with some examples. So consider ideal gas. So I'm taking the case of ideal gas as usual, and you know, for ideal gas, PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT, or PV equal to RT when n equal to 1, right? Now what I want to get is that I have to take these three partial derivatives. So this is the first derivative, this is the first partial derivative, this is the second one, and this is the third one. So let me calculate each one of these partial derivatives separately, and finally I will just take the product of those two. So let me rearrange PV equal to nRT as some P is equal to, so P equal to, you can write nRT by V. Okay, fine. Now I want to get dou P by dou V. So let me take dou P by dou V from this equation, and of course I'm keeping temperature as a constant. So what will be that one? Dou P by dou V. So it will be dou by dou V of nRT. You know, this nRT is constant, n is constant, r is constant, and t is kept a constant in this derivative. So it is dou by dou V of 1 by V, which is nothing but minus 1 by V square. So what will be the answer that I am going to get? I will be getting constant I am retaining as nRT itself divided by V square with a minus sign. So let me say that is my equation number 1. Dou by dou V of 1 by V is minus 1 by V square. Okay. Now second one, I want to get next one dou V by dou T, right? This is what I have to calculate now. So for that, can you rewrite this equation number as V equal to, also I can write V is equal to, how do you write V equal to? You can write as nRT by P, is not nRT by P. So you can calculate now. I need dou V by dou T. Therefore dou V by dou T, you know, you have to keep the other quantity as constant, which is what? Pressure. What will be that one? That is quite easy, isn't it? Quite easy. So T is in the numerator, so nR and P are treated as constant, so that will be giving you simply nR by P. So that is my second equation. Now what we have to get? Dou T by dou P, right? This is what I have to calculate, dou T by dou P. So for that, again you can rewrite, and T equal to, since I need dou T, I am rewriting this equation T equal to what? PV by nR. So what will be dou T by dou P? Dou T by dou P, keeping, so I am writing, I am drawing a line to say that it is kept constant, keeping V as a constant. What will be the answer? So that will be equal to, V is kept as a constant, so it will be equal to simply V by nR, is not? It is with respect to V by nR. That is the result. Now let us see. Let's see what you get on multiplying 1 with 2 with 3. So 1 into 2 into 3, let us check. So that will be giving you, you know, you are going to get this LHS of this equation. Then okay, so 1, 2, I'm multiplying the RHS as well. So what is there? Minus nRT by V square multiplied by nR by P, again multiplied by V by nr, b by nr, is not? Now what is left out? So one of the v will be getting cancelled with this v here. This nr and this nr is getting cancelled, and what you finally get, it is equal to minus nRT divided by PV. Is not what you get? Minus nRT by PV. Yeah. See, but don't you have this equation with you? This is the equation of state. So what does it tell? PV equal to nRT. So you take PV to the other side. Okay, or I can directly understand that if PV equal to nRT, nRT by PV should be equal to 1. So this nRT by PV, that is equal to 1 from the equation of state. So what is your final answer? That is equal to minus 1. Hope you understood, which is the result that we expected here. So see that you remember these two very important relationships. I have just told you now 3 very important mathematical relationship for a function which satisfies f of x, y, z is equal to 0. One is the differential changes in the variable. Second one is the cyclic relation amongst the 3 variables, and the third one is the reciprocal relationship. Okay, so that is the situation. Now we will go to